5 warning signs that you hired the wrong marketing agency. If you're currently paying a marketing agency and you're not exactly sure what they're doing on the back end, trust us, you are not alone. And it's not your fault for not knowing. But I want you to watch this video carefully because there are 5, maybe 6 or 7 very specific patterns that separate agencies that are quietly taking your money from agencies that are quietly earning it. And if you recognize even 2 of these, you need to have a serious conversation before your next invoice clears. Let's get to it. What's up, everybody? I'm Gino, Fracchiolla, co-founder of True Pay for Performance, Orange County's only true performance-based marketing partner. I've been in the agency world for years now. I know exactly how these agencies operate inside and out. So the walkthrough that I'm about to give you is not a hot take. This is a checklist. 5 warning signs, each one very specific, and you'll know immediately if it applies to the agency that you're currently working with. By the end of this, you'll have a framework you can use today to evaluate any agency that you're talking to, including the one that you're already paying. The first 2 signs, opacity and zero accountability. The first thing a bad agency sells you is the process, not results, the process. And the reason they lean on that is because the process is something they can control and results are something that they actually have to get out there and earn. Sign number 1, they can't tell you exactly what they're doing or why. The answer is always trust the process or these things take time. Legitimate agencies can walk you through every single action being taken on your behalf and connect it to an actionable outcome. Vague reporting, vanity metrics, impressions, reach with no conversation data, this is deliberate fog. Sign number 2, flat retainer, no performance component, no accountability metrics baked into the contract. If an agency has nothing at risk when you don't get results, ask yourself what their incentive is to push harder. The retainer model was designed for the agency's cash flow, not your business's growth. We'll revisit results at the end of the 90-day mark with no benchmarks defined up front. That's not strategy, that's stalling. Those first 2 are about how they structure the relationship before the work even starts. The next one is more subtle, but once you see it, you'll start noticing it everywhere. If you want to see what a B2B lead generation system actually looks like when it's built around results instead of retainers, I've covered that in detail in another video. Links in the description below. Worth watching after this. Signs 3 and 4. Here's a question worth asking about any agency that you work with in any capacity. When you look at how they present themselves, who's the hero of that story? Is it you or them? Who is the champion? Your business or their agency? Sign number 3. The agency is named after the founder. Everything is ego-based. Their name here, their name there, Jones Media, shirt, hat. Everything is about them. The agency is named after them. Every case study leads back to their personal brand and not the client, and the conversation always circled back to how good they are. An agency obsessed with their own visibility is an agency that sees your account as content for their portfolio. If they do nothing in-house and outsource every single aspect of their business, they're just a broker. They're not overseeing the integrity or the quality of the work that's being done, and in my book, you're just an outsider. Your results should be the headline, not proof of their genius. Sign number 4, everything is presented to you as in-house, but the actual work is being outsourced. Often offshore, often to people who know nothing about you or your business or your industry. Outsourcing isn't inherently wrong. The problem is when it's hidden and when the quality control disappears with the transparency. You hired who was in the room. You should know who is actually doing the work. Ask directly, who on your team will be handling my account day to day? If the answer is vague, that's your answer. Those 2 signs are about whether the agency is actually set up to serve you or whether you're just funding their operation. The 5th one is the one that tends to hurt the most because by the time that you discover it, you've usually already lost 3 or 4 months. Sign 5 is the disappearing act. Getting ghost, going Swayze, and it always starts the same way. Contract gets signed, high energy, onboarding call happens, welcome, everyone's excited, and then the communication drops off a cliff. No proactive updates, no check-ins, no urgency. That passion's gone. That excitement that closed you, that lured you in, non-existent. You're the one chasing them down now for a status report. Reporting, if it comes at all, is a PDF that they clearly templated and swapped your logo into. A real agency is comfortable when things aren't moving. They reach out before you do. They flag problems early. They pivot and they adjust when need be. Silence from an agency is not professionalism. It's a sign that nothing is happening and they're hoping you don't notice until the next billing cycle. If you've gone 3, 4, 5 months with no tangible results from your current agency, that is a problem. You should be seeing a significant addition of value month in and month out in some way, shape, or form. The agencies worth keeping are the ones that feel like a partner, not a vendor that you have to micromanage. Here's the truth. None of these 5 signs are accidents. They're features of a business model designed to maximize how long an agency can hold a contract without being accountable to what that contract is actually supposed to produce. Now you know what to look for, and more importantly, you know what to demand instead. If you want to see what the opposite of all 5 of these looks like, how a performance-based model is actually structured and what it produces, that's exactly what this next video covered. Links right here. And if this one was useful, do me a favor and subscribe. It costs you nothing, and I will do my best to drop valuable content week in and week out to help you be a better agency owner, entrepreneur, and individual. I put these kinds of breakdowns out regularly, and there's a lot more where this came from.